Hey everyone, I'm jumping on here today just to say hello. No, I'm not here just to say hello, but I had gone on a walk with a friend, and this week I'm just doing a lot of reflecting. I'm just going to be completely transparent because there's no other way whenever I get on here onto my coaching page other than to say I've processed a lot, over these last couple of weeks, and lots of emotions, and gave myself space to do just the things that I need as my community, my community of Becoming You members. It's so important to me to show up and keep serving people. And if there's one thing I know to be true for myself, is that who I am through all the things I've experienced in my life, as well as you've experienced so much in your life. Who you are does not change. Who you are as a person at the core of who you were created to be, that beautiful soul that exists inside of you, cannot change based on your environment, based on the way that you act, maybe your behaviors, your capabilities. Who you are isn't limited by your beliefs. Who you are can exist without limitations. And let me give you a little example, but I'm not going to dig into this a whole lot because it's something that I teach inside my group. But let me go back through all of these limitations, okay? Let me give you an example of myself. Who am I? Okay? I am a child of God. I am confident. I am here to help others. I am freaking amazing. I am someone who is willing to sacrifice everything to show up and serve others on a regular basis. I am joy. I am happiness. I am love. I am so many things that aren't dependent on the following things. Who you are, is not dependent on your environment. And I want to give you an example. All right, I gave this example yesterday, so I'm going to give it to you again. If any of you ever saw the movie Pursuit of Happiness, you saw Will Smith play a character based on a true story who ended up homeless. He was always looking, he always knew that what he wanted in life, and he always knew that there was something greater, and he wanted to be able to provide in a way that was exponentially greater than his circumstances. Okay? He ended up not being able to pay his bills. He ended up homeless, but that did not stop him from getting his securities license and being one of the top stockbrokers in the world, right? He saw something greater than his circumstances, and even while living homeless, was finding every single way to live in alignment with who he wanted to be, who he was, and who he was becoming consistently. So his environment did not affect that. Think about your environment and your upbringing. I often ask myself, how did this person become the way they are? Because based on their story and where they've come from and what they've been through, that doesn't seem to equate to who they are as a person. But that's because it doesn't have to. We all go through things to be able to bring something to light in our current environment. And what do I mean by that? I've gone through struggle. I've gone through heartache. I've gone through immense grief and pain and the ups and downs of life, just like you, right? And all of those things, as I look back and I look at all those pieces and I pick them up, what do I see from them? I see resilience. I see strength. I see someone who can endure many things even if they don't know that they're capable of. I see someone of faith. I see someone that is still filled with joy even though they've gone through every single thing that they've gone through, right? So my environment did not keep me from gaining the things that I know about myself right now and who I am and who I want to continue to become in each and every moment. Like a better version of that. We're constantly trying, I am anyways, I don't know about you, but I'm constantly trying to align what it is that I want in my life with who I am, okay? So you're not limited by your environment. You're not limited by your behavior, okay? Like, think about this. I don't know if you have kids, but I know you have people in your life, and maybe you don't always act the way that you want to those that you feel safest with, right? You might yell or scream or throw a temper tantrum, or you just may want to show up as the worst version of yourself because you feel safe in doing that, right? That happens. Like that 100% will happen. If you tell me that you've never not felt like you were in alignment, then you're probably not human. I don't know what to say. We all screw up, you know? We show the worst versions of ourselves sometimes. But guess what? Who you are is not dictated by your behaviors, because guess why? You can change your behavior. It's a choice. If you say like, I'm never going to be happy. I'm never gonna stop yelling at my children. I'm never gonna be the spouse I need to be. I'm never gonna find a partner. I'm never, like if we could go down the whole list, am I right? We can go down the whole list and you can tell me all the reasons why you can't change your behaviors. However, you have a choice right now, but it takes you being consciously aware of what those choices are. And that behavior you can choose to change it to step into alignment. So if I want to be someone who my kids remember, who loved them and who was present and who was there to understand all the things in which they're going through and just listen. Like the only requirement for my children is to be present and listen. If I'm just that person who's present and listens, and all of a sudden I realize I'm acting in a way that isn't allowing me to be present and listen, then I'm going to change that. Maybe I can't change it right then because it's already happened, but the next time you're now aware of it, right? We're consciously aware of it, and now we're stepping into it. The other thing that I mentioned that you're not limited by is your capabilities, right? Like if you have in your mind that you want to be the, for me, I danced growing up. So I think at one point in my mind, I idolized professional dancers. And if I wanted to be the best dancer possible, like I felt like at that point, maybe I couldn't be because I didn't have the capabilities. However, what my mom did is she put me into like the elite company where I was getting additional classes. I was at the studio 5 days a week. We were going to competitions, and I gained a certain level of confidence that I'd never had in my life. But where did that belief that I could be the best dancer, maybe even a professional dancer at some point, come from? From repetition, from learning, from growing, from surrounding myself with people that were better than me. Like, I learned the capabilities I needed, and I had them all at my fingertips. If I really, truly wanted to be a professional dancer, I could have, but I was the best dancer at that moment that I could possibly be. But even if I kept on doing the routines and learning and trying to grow, if I have a belief that like I'm never going to be as good as so-and-so, if I believe that I'm never going to be the best dancer, because of this, that, or the other, and start making all these excuses, then we've got to start looking at, okay, what are our beliefs? Our beliefs can easily change. Our beliefs can change as easy as water flows out of a faucet when you turn it on and off. Psh, I can flip it on one moment and believe something and turn it off and wake up the next moment and all of a sudden choose to believe something else. But how did I change that belief is really finding a belief that is more constructive. And if I couldn't believe that I was as good as somebody else, I needed to stop comparing myself to others. I needed to believe that I was the best, version of myself in those moments because I had just learned a new skill and I was applying it. I had just finally mastered doing a pirouette 3 times or whatever it is as a dancer, right? Like I am figuring things out, I'm gaining confidence, and I just shifted that one belief that allowed me to be the best at what I was doing in that moment without comparing myself to others, without worrying about who that person is or what direction they were heading. Because let me just tell you, each individual person in this world was created for something completely different. Even if it's similar, you are gonna have to stay in your own lane and understand that who you're created to be is not like anybody else. It's absolutely 100% not gonna be like anybody else's journey. Because guess what? If you went back and you matched up your timelines of all the events that happened in your life, are you gonna see someone else who went through the exact same thing as you? No. So who you're showing up as right now is not the exact same as somebody else. And right now who you're showing up as is maybe a version of yourself that's based on all these past experiences, but it's not the version of yourself who you know you want to become. So with that, I'm just gonna leave you with this. I have a group that I take people through every single month, a different topic that we explore, we dive into. We've got homework assignments. We are exploring and discovering things about ourselves that we never had before. And I'll personally tell you, this is a journey. It's something I keep going through myself over and over again. Like I am loving this group because I'm continually discovering things about myself that I've never known. And when I'm becoming increasingly aware of how I'm showing up in the world and how it's not in alignment with who God created me to be. So here's what I want for you. I want you to first of all write the question, who am I? Who am I? And maybe you can't answer that right now, but then as you start to explore, like what are all the things, what are all the things, if you look back on your timeline, what are the things that you were passionate about as a kid? Did you love the sense of just being the freedom to be able to go play with your friends whenever you wanted? Did you love the safety and comfort of having your own room? Did you, were you passionate about art because it allowed you to escape reality? Like, what are the things that you loved that you maybe haven't done in a while? What are the things about yourself that you need to rediscover? Go back and pick up those pieces and look at them. Feel them. Is that how you want to feel right now? Or, is this something that you could add into your life that will bring out those pieces of you that you have not felt in a while, you haven't seen in a while? You're going to start to uncover and get glimpses of that person, that singular person that's inside of you that you haven't seen in a while. So what are you passionate about? What are the things that you've done? What are places you've traveled? What are interests you have, experiences that you've had? Like, what are all the things that have lit you up inside, and what are those feelings that it gave you? Did it give you a sense of joy when you hung out with your friends? Was there laughter and happiness? When you think of, your childhood, I want you to strip away the pain for just a moment and allow yourself to see all the gifts that you received that are right now here for you to open up today on your journey. So these are the things that I continue to talk about. Those are a couple of nuggets that you can take away for this week. And I tell you, just journal on these things every day. Like, what is it that I love? What is it I'm passionate about? What are the things that excite me? What are something I haven't done in a while because I've made so many excuses because I'm an adult, I don't have time, I'm too busy with my kids, like blah, 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 blah. Strip away all of that. Just tell me what it is. I want you to drop it in the comments below. Is there anything that you've been missing out on in your life because, and being an adult, adulting is hard, right? Adulting caught up with you. I want to know. Share it with me below. But I do have an offer for you, and I'll throw it in. And just, I think I put it in the details, a little bit of info about the Becoming You group, what each of the members get on a monthly basis. And if you feel compelled, like this is your time to really dive in and explore a part of you haven't tapped into, which is you. Like, it's just you. It's who you are. You've forgotten who that person is. You forgot what lights you up inside. Maybe you have to dust some things off the shelf before you open up the books, right? Like, I want to dust this off before I open it up because, man, I haven't seen it in a while. And now I want to see it clearly. Now I want to open this chapter of my life up again and see what I can glean from it. I just told my group yesterday, you're like history connoisseurs. Like, when we look back, all of our past is our history, right? But we can't discount the fact that we've been through it. We've learned things, we've grown through things, we've been a part of things that no other person may have ever experienced. And now we're writing our story, like we're using those pieces to be able to lay the foundation for what's next. Because you aren't going to ignore the things that you learned and go into the future blindly necessarily. You want to have confidence as you step forward. You want to trust that things will go whatever way that they're supposed to, right? But hey, like, if you know that there's a disaster laying ahead, if you make a choice that you've made before and you're with absolute certainty, you can say like, hey, I know that will happen. Like, if I drive off this road, like, and don't stay on it, I'll get into an accident. Like, right? Like, there's so many things that we have as indicators. That's your compass. This is your guide telling you how to navigate whatever's next for you. But it's all inside of you. It's all the things that we go through in our group. And if you are feeling led, let's jump on a 30-minute call. Just say yes below. We'll at least talk and chat. If it doesn't make sense, that's okay. But I want you to get one thing out of our time together. One thing out of a 30-minute call with me. I have about 10 slots open that need to get filled this month. So I can send you a link to my calendar. You can jump on a quick call with me, and I would love to hear about who you are, what it is that may be getting you stuck, what's an area of your life that you're struggling with, what is something that you can take away from our time and apply it to your own life, because I'm just here for one reason, to help that one person, that next person who needs to see what it is that they have inside of them to make that shift, to uncover and unlock and tap into all the beauty that's inside. So I know that's you. Ashley, thank you so much for posting. God created me to be great, but the devil is tearing me down. He can't tear you down. Okay, that's a belief that and he can't. He can try, but he can't, and I'll tell you why. Let's jump on a quick call together and we'll talk. Because I know with absolute certainty that he can beat you down to the ground to your puddle. Well, guess what? That only gives you a clean slate and an opportunity to rebuild things in the way that are in alignment with who you are. So take that with you today. I love you all. I cannot wait to jump on here again. I'm going to keep diving into different topics every month, and I'll just give you a brief synopsis of what I'm covering with my coaching group. I hope you'll join. Get on a call with me as soon as possible, because I do not want you to wait. Now is the time. Even if you say you have no time, guess what? You're living life every day, and that's what life coaching is all about. You're going to take what you learn and you're going to apply it to your everyday life. You have a beautiful day.